if you love me, keep my commandments. Right. 2 John 6, because that shows if you love God.
I wanna be famous.
Just like when you look at the brothers' shirts around here, these fringes, it's not hard to wear. He said he gonna put curtains on them people. So, is a curtain a good thing or bad? It's a bad thing.
My enemies, the ground before me. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous.
If you want to see the kingdom of heaven, if you want to walk through one of those 12 gates,
just like
you gotta keep God's
riding in my
commandments.
chariot, I'm trying to rule them all. Sending letters across the world to all my brothers, just like Paul. Mess with Israel, now you fall. Glory is through the Most High.
That's right. Give me Habakkuk 1 and 4. Because we got an issue that's going on here in Babylon the Great. They gun us down in the streets. We gun each other down in the streets.
Right.
But the judgment that they keep proceeding is wrong judgment, right? I'm going to show you why that keeps happening. Read what you got.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
So God is saying the law here in Babylon the Great, not God's laws, but the laws here in Babylon the Great, they're slack.
Right.
It's a lot of slack in it. They're loose. Because when a white man commits a crime, or matter of fact, another nation commits a crime, they're a little more lenient on the other nations. But when a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, aka an Israelite, when he commits a crime, they get the max penalty.
Right.
Read what that was it on it? Read what you got.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore, wrong judgment proceeded.
Right, the wicked. Matter of fact, give me Job 9:24.
Bring it out.
The wicked proceeded. He's all around us. He sets the laws, right? So we got to go to our enemy, aka the wicked, to get right judgment, which won't happen. And I'm going to show you who the wicked is according to the scriptures, though. Who's running the world right now. It's not hard to figure out who's running the earth. Let's get it out the scriptures. Read what you got.
Bring it out.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Bring it out.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
So, the prophet Job says that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Like I said, if you look around, it's not hard to figure out who's running the world. He's got embassies in every country. He don't just stay at home. He goes everywhere to other people's country and dictates laws. But he don't even have right judgment here in his own country.
That's
Go back to Joel, matter of fact, Malachi 2 and 7, 3 and 1. I'm gonna show you something special about the Israelites. Hey brother, I see you listening, man. You got any questions for me, anything? You know who you are according to the scripture? You hear me? Okay. When you fill out a job application or something, what would you put on that thing? Say it again. Name or date? The name that you was given, right? Okay, but like for a nationality though, what would you put? Because they have certain races. Okay, you say you mixed? Okay, I'm gonna show you that too, but you'll put other though, okay. Give me Isaiah 1 and 3 first. Because I'm gonna show you something. They don't have our true nationality on the paper. We gotta go by what they give us, right? Which is a byword. But I'm gonna show you something special about that. Read what you got.
Teach y'all.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So God is comparing the nation of Israel, the people on this sign right here. You sit in the car, you can't really see the sign, but on the sign we have the breakdown of who we are today. But it says an ox knoweth his owner, and an ass his master's crib. So God is comparing his chosen people to two dumb animals. Two dumb animals, the ox and the ass. They don't have laws, statutes, and judgments. They just do what they're told, right? What they commanded, right? Read on.
But Israel does not know.
But the nation of Israel, they don't know who they are in the last days. They just go around saying they're black,
Right.
the color of my boots and my pants,
Right.
and they don't know who they are, right? They say they crayon, they colors in crayon boxes, right? Read what you got.
But Israel does not know. My people do not consider.
God says his chosen people, they don't even consider who they are in the last days. But fast forward to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Yup. So I'm gonna show you something. Matter of fact, you know what's special about today? What's today? The day of the week? Anything special about it? Nothing special about it? Okay, Exodus 20 and 8. I'm gonna show you something special about today. They don't teach us this in the church. They say that Sunday is the Lord's Sabbath. But if you look at any calendar, God says on the 7th day, that's the Sabbath day.
Right.
If you look on any calendar, the first day of the week is Sunday, and the 7th day is Saturday.
Right.
They never changed the days, but they did change the names of the days. They never changed the number sequence. But I'm going to show you something. Read what you got.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So this is the 4th commandment. The Christian church, so-called Christian church, they say they teach the 10 commandments. This is the 4th commandment we're reading. It says, remember the Sabbath day.
Right.
So if you have to remember something, that means at one point you might have, what? You might have forgot. If I tell you got to remember, that means it's a possibility that you might forget, right? So read it again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So God says, remember the Sabbath day and keep that day holy. So let's just say Sunday was the Sabbath day. How do they keep the Sabbath day holy from any other day? What do they do on Sundays that they don't do throughout the week? Matter of fact, give me, what's that, it's the third one?
I heard it wasn't
About cooking. Okay, yeah, that's good.
You didn't bring it out?
What's your name, bro? What's going on, man? Alright, I'm Simon, man. Nice to meet you, bro. Alright. I'm gonna show you something though. It say, remember the Sabbath day and keep that day holy. So I'm gonna show you how you keep that day holy.
Wherefore, excuse me, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 31 and verse 16. Wherefore, the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant.
So this commandment, now this lets you know that that day can never change. It can't change from Saturday to Sunday, because he said this. Read again that part about generation.
Shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations.
So he says the children of Israel are going to keep the Sabbath day throughout their generation. That means that if you have kids, you just generate. They have kids, they generate. We're all products of generations, right? So we're supposed to keep the Sabbath day throughout our generation for what?
For a perpetual covenant.
For a perpetual covenant just means agreement. Perpetual agreement. The word perpetual, you know what that means? Means for...
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, I got you.
I got a brother that's been studying to be a preacher.
To be a preacher, okay.
And in studying that, he learned that Jesus' name ain't Jesus.
Right.
He learned the Israelite name.
Which Yeshua, Yahweh Shah, something like that, right?
He spoke that in his church and they put him out of the church.
Yeah. Give me, what's that, Isaiah 29?
That really caught my
29 and 13.
I think if he's speaking something that's true,
Matter of fact, Isaiah 30.
people don't want to grasp a hold of what the truth is. They want to go by what they've been told for so many years.
Right.
It makes me kind of open my eyes.
And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to read it right out the scripture, everything that's happening in the church. I'm going to show you that. Isaiah 30 and I think 12. About that, read what you got. Watch this.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, be his word, and trust.
What's 10? Try 10, yeah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Right. The people on this sign right here, the church, so-called Christian church, they're liars, they're rebellious, they don't want to hear the right things. But I'm going to get out the scripture. Watch this. Read what you got.
Which say to the seers, see not.
The seers, the so-called pastors, the person that's in charge of, leading the flock, right? They saying, see not. Don't see the bad things and I'm doing the wrong things. I might be a homosexual or a whoremonger, whatever. Don't tell me about that. I don't want to hear that. Read what you got.
And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things.
Don't prophesy to us what's going to happen, the destruction for us sinning and things like that. Don't tell us things like that. Read on.
Speak unto us smooth things.
Speaking to us smooth things. I want to hear you up here singing and dancing, making me feel good about myself. I don't want you to tell me the bad things I'm doing, right? Read on.
Prophesy deceits.
Prophecy deceits to us. Tell us stuff that you had a dream about. Make up some stuff. I want to hear that. I don't want to hear the right thing that was in there.
Verse 11. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path.
My bad. Give me Romans 10 and 2. 10 13 and verse 2. I'm going to show you that one more time real quick. They don't want to hear that though. When you come up in a Christian church and try to teach the truth according to the scripture, matter of fact, if you go in there and tell them that Jesus Christ is a black man, which he is according to the scripture, you can show it to them. They'll run you up out of there. They're not trying to hear that. They say it don't matter what it look like. I'm going to show you something right quick. Read what you got. Romans 10 and 2.
The book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
Right. So you look at people that go to church and you might be like, man, that brother there, I can see the spirit on him. You know, he got a suit and a tie on. He listen to church music. This guy is holy, right? He's set apart. This is the guy. But they say they have a zeal according to God, but not according to knowledge. So they thinking they're doing the right thing, singing and dancing and looking holy, but not according to knowledge.
This is the...
Hey, Shalom, bro. What's your name? Yes. You got a apocrypha? Give me Sirach 23 and 9 real quick. You say, what's your name again? Kenneth. So you know you're an Israelite? You learning? So where's your father on this song right here? If I ask you what tribe are you from, what would you say? You don't know? So first before we go anywhere, we have to address who you are first, right? So give me the book of Numbers, hold that, give me Numbers 1 and 18. Because I heard you say something earlier about you said you was mixed. Explain that to me, what do you mean by that? Your dad's Mexican, your mom's black. Okay, all praises. So according to this song right here, you see where it says Issachar? It should be somewhere toward, you right there. So what does it say next to it? Mexican. So Aztecs or Mexican is the byword that they call the so-called Mexicans today. You understand that? So if your father is a so-called Mexican, that makes you a so-called Mexican.
That's right.
I'm gonna explain that to you. I'm gonna explain it to you. Hold on. Trust me. Hey, before you leave here, you're gonna understand who you are, what tribe you from, and what you gotta do to make it into the kingdom of heaven. That's what we're gonna give you the knowledge of today. So if you're a so-called Mexican, and your father is a so-called Mexican, that makes you a so-called Mexican. That's what we're going to explain to you first. Numbers 1 and 18.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Hey sisters, what we explaining, brothers, the black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we are God's chosen people. We are the Israelites according to the Bible. We're not African Americans. We're not Mexicans. We're not Latinos. We ain't none of that stuff. Christ is a black man, and you must repent. Read.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families.
Stop. So he said they declare, you listening? Pay attention. He said they declared their pedigrees. What is a pedigree? So you ever heard, are you familiar with dogs, how they breed dogs? And they say what's their pedigree, their bloodline, to make a full breed pit bull, yada, 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 right? So in the Bible, the word pedigree, when it's talking about a pedigree, it's talking about your lineage or your bloodline. So it said, right here what we're reading is, when Israel came together in the book of Numbers, they declared their pedigrees or their bloodline or the tribe that they were from.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their father.
So by the seed of your father is how you declare your pedigree. So if your father is so-called Mexican, that makes you what? What about if I have, if a white man has a child with a black woman, what is that child? So I'm gonna say it again. If your father is a so-called Mexican and you're a so-called Mexican,
He's a white child.
exactly. It don't matter if the mom's black or not. It doesn't matter. The woman carries that seed in her belly, but the seed comes from the man. Does that make sense? Likewise, if I take an apple tree or 2 apple seeds, I put one here in America and I plant one in South America, what kind of tree would grow up in South America? What about the one I plant in America? Different climate, right? Different soil, but it's still an apple tree. So likewise with you, God said you declare your pedigree or your tribe by the house of your father. So if your father is so-called Mexican, you're from the tribe of Issachar. You understand that? So now let's get back to what we was talking about, because I heard you say something about the name. So you got to understand one thing. Whenever you have brothers trying to learn how they are, there's going to be different things that come in front of you.
Hey,
Test.
at the bottom. Hold it at the top. Hold it at the top. Yeah, hold it at the top. Yes.
All right, so there's different things that you got to understand. There's going to be different doctrines. Brothers going to come with you with all kind of madness to try to keep your mind on what you have to do. Right. Now, if a brother's telling you the name doctrine, we hear it all the time. Trust me, we deal with it. The name, Yahweh Shah, you got to say this. None of that stuff matters. Because when you read in the Bible, no Israelite man walking this earth is even worthy to mention the Most High's real true name.
That's right.
That we will get in the kingdom. And I'm going to show you a scripture real quick. Take this to everybody who come with you and say, here, what's the name, what's the name? Read that.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus on Sirach, chapter 23 and verse 9. Accustom not thy mouth to swearing,
Read.
neither use thyself to the naming of the Holy One.
Read that one more time.
Neither use thyself to the naming of the Holy One.
So God said you should not be using yourself to try to name the Holy One. Leave that name doctrine alone. That's not important. What you have to learn, so I'm looking at you right now, Leviticus 21. Right now, 20. You can drop that in Sirach, 21 and verse 5. What you got to understand is the name, what Christ's name is, that does not matter right now. We know Christ is the king, a black man, according to the Bible, not this devil, the man right here.
Right.
Christ is a black man with woolly hair.
Yes.
Yes, your people. You descend from the black Hispanics and Native Americans, so you're an Israelite. You have to understand that. That's important. What's next is important is God's commandments, God's laws.
Right.
That way you can get out of certain things. That way you can have a true identity and come back to your heritage. Does that make sense? Do you know what a heritage is? So what is a heritage, if I ask you that?
Heritage is your past, right?
No, so, it's not wrong, but your past. So if I say what is your heritage, that falls into your culture. The way you eat, the way you do things, your holy days, the laws, the ways of your people, how do you raise your children, how do you manage it, all of that stuff, that's called a heritage. So it's called wisdom at the end of the day. The heritage is the wisdom that your people pass from one seed to the next.
That's right.
From one son to his son to his son. Does that make sense? You see how you got the Trump, for instance, I'll use Donald Trump. His father, their heritage, their culture that they left was from their great-grandfather. They passed it to Donald Trump's father, and they passed it to Donald Trump. And he passed some of that to his son and his daughter.
Right.
You see how that works? But the black and Hispanic man, only thing we pass is a pair of rims. We pass some Jordans to our sons. Here you go, spend $200 on Jordans, although you ain't got no car. I know you in college, you need a house. You live with your mama till you're 36 years old. That's the thing that we teach each other, but that's not our heritage.
Right.
God said in this Bible, we are a great people. Even today, we still are a great people, we're just lost.
Right.
We don't understand that we are God's chosen people, and we're better than everybody walking this earth.
Right.
Do you understand that? Anybody outside the black Hispanics and Native Americans, God said we're above that people.
Yes.
But we do not live like it. Read Leviticus 21. What you got for me?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself,
So even you.
shall discontinue.
So it said even you would discontinue. What does it mean to discontinue from something? Exactly, it's cut off. Read.
Right. Even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So God said the black Hispanics and Native Americans, he was going to discontinue from our heritage. Now let me ask you a question. You see on this side right here? What is the brothers wearing that's hanging off their clothes? You see that right here? Fringes, ribbon of blue. You see what we got on our clothes? Fringes, border of blue. That's part of your heritage. So when you see the so-called Native American wearing them on their jackets, their women wearing them, it's not a coincidence. That's because they're Israelites according to the Bible. That is our culture. That's our heritage that has been stripped from us. Now even so-called Native Americans today, which is the tribe of Gad or the tribe of Reuben, they don't even know they're Israelites, but they still keep some of their customs. But they just don't know why they do them. Does that make sense? Because what the so-called white man has done, they destroyed us as a people. They made sure that we did not read the Bible in this proper context. So they taught the Bible wrong to our people. They didn't change nothing up like that. No, they taught it wrong, and then we never had the spirit to understand, because God said you was going to discontinue from your heritage. He said you was not going to no longer know how to deal with your children in righteousness, how to raise your families, how to teach. We would no longer call ourselves Israelites. We say, I'm mixed. That's called confusion. Because you like, I used to say the same thing with my dad. I know who I was. I know it's Puerto Rican on my dad's side, and his dad's black. My mama, they got Native American. I don't know who the hell I am. I'm confused. I used to say that. But then when you read in the Bible, it says you are the seed of your father. Oh, that's easy. Well, my dad is this, and his dad is that. So that cuts all the confusion out right there. But they do those things because they want to confuse us to keep us in a lower state. That make a lot of sense, right? Now, what I'm going to show you real quick, I'm going to show you a few of God's laws. I want to get Leviticus 21 first. Yes, sir. Leviticus 21, verse 5. Because if you look at every last one of our faces, what is something that you notice? Color, okay, what's on our face that everybody has? Exactly, a beard. So what I'm going to show you in the Bible is that's part of your heritage. For a man to have a beard on their face, that's our culture. Our culture. Read.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
So one of God's laws, he said you're not supposed to make baldness. So when it's talking about the baldness, it's talking about like Michael Jordan. You know how they take the razor and they pick it. You can cut it low like mine is with a one guard, but you're not supposed to be bald. If you're going bald naturally, that's normal. That's natural. The Bible said that's clean. But when you make yourself bald, that's an Egyptian custom. That's not our custom. God said, I made a difference between the Israelites and the African or the Hamites. He made a difference between us.
That's right.
So God said we are supposed to have hair on our heads. Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
God said, not only are you not supposed to bald your hair, you're not supposed to shave the corners of your beard. You see how your beard connecting? I can tell you shave. So you're not supposed to shave. If you're going to trim it down, trim it up, make it look good. But you're not supposed to completely shave it off. Because now, let me ask you this question. Once you shave your face off, right, what will be the difference between you, a baby, and a woman? There's no difference. Exactly. The difference between a baby and a woman and a man is a man has hair on his face. A baby don't grow hair, so neither does a woman. So why do our people walking around here looking like women? You ever thought about that? We don't get that from us. That's not our nature. We are men. You know what I'm saying? The black and Hispanics, I'm sure you already know, we are men. We don't do the 60 stuff. That's not in our bones to be doing stuff like that. I'm gonna show you something about the beard real quick. Go ahead.
This is the definition of beard in the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. Beard, a badge of manly dignity.
What is a beard?
A badge of manly dignity.
One more time.
A badge of manly dignity.
God said a beard is a badge of manly dignity.
That's right.
Manly dignity. So when the so-called white man, the Edomites, according to the Bible, this man right here taught you to shave your face. He wanted that manly spirit to leave you.
Right.
When they raped us in the fields, they raped our children. They took the biggest brother amongst us and it's called buck breaking. What they used to do, they shave your face. They make your body all oiled up and they'll rape you. Right. They did that to the little girls, to the little boys, the grown men, and the grown women. They did that to all of us. And in the midst of that, they told you to shave your face. Why? Because they understand to break a man fully, that's how you get it done. Then they call you boy. Boy, boy. Every time they see a grown man, what you doing, boy? What you doing, boy? I know you're familiar with that. You old enough. They did that to us. And then they taught you to shave your face. You couldn't have no beard on your face. Why? Because God said that's a manly badge of dignity. So when you look in the Bible and he tells us to stand up like men, how can you do that without a beard on your face? You understand that? You can't do that. Exactly. So you got to understand that's the reason why the Lord does those things. Everything that you read about God's commandments, it said they're spiritual. We might not understand them on a base level, but God said, I know what the commandments do for my people. Y'all are separate. That's why you have the homosexuality amongst the Hamites. They do that kind of stuff. You got the Edomites. They do that kind of stuff. The Greeks, the Romans.
I haven't chosen no religion. That's why I'm kind of.
Yeah, well,
at 44,
God said keep my commandments.
For real. But if I get interested in something, I want to be something for real. I don't want to be what I've been seeing my people follow.
Exactly. All praises.
And I keep hearing different things about it. Like I told my brother was studying the picture, and he found, ran across a name that was real. And he brought it to me. It was like, it kind of made me question things. I'm like, I've always been hearing two sides of everything. I want my own version. I want to understand it. And I've been kind of thinking that I watch y'all brothers on Facebook a lot. I go to a site that I can't think of the name, but sometimes I see y'all in the margins and whatnot, and I get interested in it. It makes me pretty interested in it. But I want to know my truth. Whatever I'm supposed to do.
Well, your purpose.
Right.
Your purpose. I'm gonna show you that in the Bible. All right. Let me read the rest of this real quick, and I'm gonna show you that. All right.
The Israelites were forbidden.
This is still the definition of beard. This is the bottom part, all right?
The Israelites were forbidden to shave off the corners of their beard.
Where did we just read that? Yeah, this is the Bible dictionary. Did we just read that in the Bible? We just read that, right? Exactly. Read.
Because it was regarded as a heathenish sign.
What?
Because it was regarded as a heathenish sign.
God said a man shaving his face is a heathen custom.
Right.
You did not learn that from your ancestors.
Right.
You did not learn that from them. We learned that from other nations.
That's
from
right.
this guy right here.
That's
Those people, the Greeks, the Romans, who are the Edomites according to the Bible.
Right.
The Hamites, which is the Africans, they shaved their face. We did not learn that from our fathers.
Right.
Read. Is that it?
Teacher.
Read that. Go back to where you was at in Leviticus 21. No, actually he asked, what your purpose in life is? Ecclesiastes 12. Let's get that. Ecclesiastes 12. That's a perfect question. A lot of brothers won't even admit that they don't know what their purpose is.
Right.
So all praise to the Most High that you humbled yourself enough to even ask that question.
Right.
And we got an answer for you. All praise to the Most High. Well, God has an answer for you. You got it?
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
So now we want to read the conclusion of the whole matter.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
What did he say? Right here, brother. Brother, what's your name again? Kenneth. What did the Bible just say?
I'm sorry, brother.
You gotta focus. Hey, don't be distracted. The car be fine. All right, we got you.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Hey, sis, you're not supposed to buy and sell on the Lord's Sabbath day. You should be keeping it holy with blonde hair out of your hair. Read.
Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
So what is your purpose? And do what? Keep his commandments. That's the whole duty of man. Numbers 32 and 6. That's the whole duty of man. For you to fear God, keep his commandments. So when you say, what's my purpose in life? We think it's about chasing money. We think it's about chasing women, being an NBA player, NFL star, a rapper, whatever. That's not what God got set for you. God got something greater than being a basketball player, a famous actor. That ain't nothing. What you see the men right here doing? We trying to take over this earth. You understand that? We ain't talking about, oh, black, I'm gonna fight over. Nobody care about colors, red and blue, all that. That's garbage. Right, what we're doing right now, we're trying to take the world over.
That's right.
We're going to take this kingdom back because it's ours.
Right.
We are lost it because we broke God's commandments. Now, through God's commandments, we're going to take it back.
That's
You understand
right.
that?
Right.
Numbers 32 and 6.
This is the book of Numbers. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 32 and verse 6. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben,
He's saying this to you, Kenneth.
shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here?
So, shall you see the brothers constantly on the Sabbath, constantly throughout the week, passing out flyers, going to camp, raising up the people, and you going to sit and watch? You going to sit and watch? I'm asking you now. You going to do what? You going to get out here with these brothers out here, right? You going to come help us push the truth, right? So what you got to do?
Guess I gotta get to it.
You got to learn the commandments. It's because you've been watching for a minute.
Commandments the same as, basic commandments I've been looking at my whole life.
Yeah, a lot of them we just ain't been keeping them. Like the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments is an umbrella for the rest of the commandments. Like loving your neighbor as yourself, right? We all hear that all do unto others as you want to do. Christian church been saying that. So when you love your neighbor as yourself, what you do is you come out here and you show our people in the Bible, this is your nationality. Stop going into idolatry. Stop celebrating Christmas.
Right.
Because God said don't do it. That's sin. That's idolatry.
Right.
Stop celebrating your birthdays. Stop celebrating Halloween. You are the Israelites. You're not black. You're not Mexican.
Right.
What we're doing right now, this is loving our neighbor as ourselves. You understand that? Not to worship other idols. All the 10 Commandments, if they fall into the same umbrella, or it is the umbrella for the rest of the commandments.
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites. That's right. Take care of us. Take care of us. And our children too. And our children too. We have abandoned. We have abandoned.
wanna make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.IsraelUnite.org.